three in a series. I don't know which one's first. Which came first?
The Australian one. So
Obviously.
obviously here, so it's a lot easier with that. So yeah, the first book, yeah, Xonarye in Australia. So you know, pretty easy because I live in Australia, so that makes
Yeah.
it a lot more authentic. So yeah, that's the start of it where um, I've made it start basically in my hometown, which again, easy in that sort of thing. So basically, the main character is Leaf Brody finds a old book on a old dilapidated building, and it's basically the lost history of the country, which he sort of doesn't really think much of it. And then more you look into it, bits and pieces make sense with that side of it. He has two of his best mates, Samo and Spence. One's a farmer, very logical. One's a cadet car salesman, very aloof and, a bit crazy in that side of things. So, but basically, they figure out this book is real. It understands what the country is, what's happened to it, where it's gone. So they decide to follow where these clues take them in the story. The first book is a lot, really describing about the country and building around the aura of the country, what it is, what's happened to it, where's it gone. So in the first book, it really is building around the country itself. It doesn't really dive deep into the characters and that side of things. To be honest, that's probably the main, yeah, how it starts off that book. The second one is Cuba. So they follow the clue that they've gathered that to go to Cuba to find the next piece of the puzzle, so to speak. And obviously, Cuba, I think, still has a lot of mystery around it as a country. When you look at, how heavily influenced we are by America, and they're like, oh, you can't go to Cuba and communists and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I think there's still a bit of mystery around that, but it dives more into culture itself around Cuba. But it's a lot more character. It's a lot more character driven with this book. You get to understand who is Leaf, who is Summer, who is Spence. There's other characters that get more involved in this that touch on the first book. Their bodyguard Selena, who's a very dominant female person in this book. You dive into the backgrounds of each and really makes you connect more with who they are, what they're about, and their substance, with that side. Um, and then the third one is Japan, which is where the Leaf ends up. The other two end up having to go on their own paths. So yeah, Japan itself, again, it's very cultural driven there. I visited Japan a couple of years ago. So I was there, lived there, traveled there for a month. So I think Japan's probably, it's really hard to say this when it's Ukraine. It's probably my favorite book just because of being there and those emotions and those different things you feel that come across the book. But it's more a self-learning journey for Leaf, the main character, understanding more about who he is, probably finding himself as a young 18-year-old, trying to grow and understand. Like at that age, we're all sort of don't know who we are.
Mm.
Some people say I'm 40 years old and I still don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, Japan itself's a lot more of growing who Leaf is a character and understanding different aspects of himself that he wouldn't know or understand, basically. And yeah, that's where I'm up to so far.
So far, does that mean there's more coming?
That is the plan. So, the plan is I've written down some things for the next one. Haven't got there. Said, once you do these things, you got to try and get it out there more and get it out in social media and
Yeah.
Amazon, and write 100 emails or ring a heap of bookstores, go and see them and say, hey, do you want to put my book in? And sort of being country makes it hard as well.
Mm,
Luckily, I said there's been a few that are happy to stock it or here, there, and there, but you know, that's probably the part that probably people don't tell you, as is, oh, writing a book, cool.
yeah.
Marketing
Yeah.
is just, yeah, that is next level. Trying to
Mm,
get traction, find your niche, and where it's bookstores or on Amazon or even online. Like you go on Instagram and you do something and you put your hashtags and you got 1,000 people in your DMs wanting money to
yeah.
do collaborative deals. Oh, give me
Scammers.
20. Oh,
Yeah.
it's and you sort of go, what? So yeah, look, there is idea to do another one. I have an ideas about it. Obviously, it changes as your brain goes in
Yeah.
different directions. But the idea is to do some more to, yeah, obviously finish off the journey.